If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Cardi B wants to become a politician, and Shaggy turns down Rihanna. Plus, Will Smith talks about his beef with Tupac. Let's talk hip-hop. Alright, so Cardi B goes on Twitter and she says, I think I want to be a politician. I really love government, even though I disagree with government, right? And then she goes on to say, I do feel like if I go back to school, I can focus up and be part of Congress. I deadass have so much ideas that make sense. I just need a couple of years of school and then I could shake the table, right? So she's kind of talking about getting into politics and stuff like that. And this is pretty interesting because Cardi B is like one of those rappers. There's some rappers that never talk about politics or anything like that, right? And they just kind of stay away from that. And, you know, I guess that's advice that somebody would tell you, hey, stay away from all that. Like 50 Cent really doesn't go too deep into politics, right? But Cardi B is one of those people who just kind of talk about politics all the time, right? Ever since she started with her career, she has never shied away about, you know, supporting Obama, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, you know, saying F Donald Trump, saying Trump is a terrorist. Like, she's very open with that kind of stuff. And recently, within like the last year, 2019, Cardi B has really shown a lot of love for Bernie Sanders, right? And so if I were to, you know, be a betting man, I would say that her values align a lot with Bernie Sanders' values where, you know, poor people do need help, right? People from impoverished neighborhoods do need help. She's pro-choice, so, you know, she is down with abortion and things like that. And a lot of things like that, which is all cool and all good, right? The only thing is that, yeah, Bernie Sanders has a lot of cool, I guess, ideas and policies, you know, in my opinion, but the execution may not be there because he's still like an older, you know, very old, you know, guy from the old school, and he's white, so he may not see it from our point of view, right? So Cardi B, even though, you know, it's weird that, you know, she's a rapper and, you know, not really that educated for her to be, you know, part of Congress or be a congresswoman, kind of really does make sense, right? And I think that people who come from like a rag to riches kind of story are like potentially the perfect people to do that, right? So like Scarface wants to become a councilman in Houston, right, where he grew up at, right? And I think that it's cool that if Cardi B does the same thing like in New York or in the Bronx, right, because she was there on the ground, right? She knows what the community needs. She knows what she needed, what kind of programs would have helped her out as she grew up before she became lucky to become a millionaire. But now that she's a millionaire, she also is part of the upper 1%, so she knows how to talk to those people. She knows how to move around with those people. She knows what they want or what they would like to see or what they can give to people that are in the impoverished neighborhoods and stuff like that, right? So for Cardi B to like really get into politics might make a whole lot of damn sense, right? Which is pretty cool, right? But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, so Shaggy just did an interview recently and he kind of just basically was talking about, you know, Rihanna and how they approached him, not they as in Rihanna herself, but Rihanna's team approached Shaggy to join her on her project R9 that's coming out, right? I don't know if the name of the album is really going to be called R9, but it's her 9th project, and R stands for Rihanna, so, you know, a lot of the fans just call it R9. But I think that Rihanna is going to call it R9 because the fans are calling it R9 and she wants to pay homage to the fans, which is all cool, right? But anyway, so Shaggy says that basically, you know, they approached him and he actually accepted and he was like, yeah, cool, I think that would be dope for me to work with Rihanna on her new album, right? I mean, me personally, I think it would be dope too because of the sound, right? You know, he's Jamaican, he's from Kingston, she's from Barbados, you know, she still has that island girl kind of sound. I think that he would have been able to executively produce, write, and do like something dope for her, right? But the only thing is that Shaggy said that her peoples wanted him to audition for the role, right? Or for the to be on the album, right? And this is crazy because, you know, Shaggy's done whole albums with Sting, right? He's done you know, things with Janet Jackson. I mean, Shaggy is a legendary, you know, Jamaican dancehall artist, right? And his voice has sounded the same throughout the years. And Shaggy is Shaggy. I mean, come on, right? That's like asking, I don't know, Snoop Dogg to audition to be on a song with Katy Perry when it's Snoop Dogg. Like, just put him on a damn song, right? So, of course, though, Rihanna is a huge artist as well, right? Yeah, so is Shaggy, right? And I get it, right? So sometimes an artist who is looking for a hit or looking for a track might say, okay, my sound goes along with Shaggy's, so let's talk to him. And then not really asking him to audition, but asking him like, hey man, what you got already? What you got written already? What you got, you know, recorded already? What do you have in your archives that maybe Rihanna can add her flavor to it, and then you guys can come out with a hit, right? Maybe she could say some of the parts that you're saying already, you know, if you have something already recorded, or, you know, you can write a verse for her and it'll be a duet and she can jump in with you, or whatever the case may be, right? So that's typically how it goes, especially when you're dealing with artists of that kind of caliber. Like, they really are searching for, like, picking your brain and using your talent to get a hit. So it's just like kind of what Drake does sometimes, right? Or DJ Khaled, like, I'm searching for what you have, and then I'm gonna put my own flavor, my own sauce on it to make it, you know, mine. And of course you get paid well and all that stuff like that, right? Kanye does the same shit, right? People do it all the time, right? But to ask somebody to literally audition as if you never recorded anything before in your life is crazy, right? So Shaggy was like, I declined to, you know, be on her album. I thought that I would just say, you know what, let me leave the auditioning to the younger cats, right? The people that, you know, may not be established in the game. I'm Shaggy, and I don't think that I have to audition, right? Which makes sense. So Shaggy is very prideful, right? But Jamaicans are very prideful. My step-pops is Jamaican. He's super prideful. And Shaggy walked away from a big bag just because he ain't want to audition. Now, I know people that would have been like, what time and where do I need to show up for the audition, right? And then plus, if you do something with Rihanna and Beyonce hears it and she thinks it's fire, you might be doing something for Beyonce in 6 months, right? But, you know, Shaggy said, nah, bruh, I ain't auditioning. I'm Shaggy. You feel me? Which I understand, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
So that was a clip of Will Smith on the Breakfast Club from this morning, right? And basically, you know, Charlamagne straight up asked him, and this is why, like, Charlamagne is dope, because Charlamagne was like, hey, you ever got jealous of Tupac and Jada Pickett's love for each other, right? And surprisingly, you know, I thought Will Smith was gonna be like, nah, hell no, like, I'm Will Smith, right? I'm the Fresh Prince, yo. But he was like, yeah, I did, right? And then he just kind of basically went on to explain that Jada Pickett Smith, his wife, and Tupac, they grew up together, like in school, like in high school, and they were adolescents. They were super friends. They loved each other so much, but they were kids, right? And he explains that, like, you know, getting older and like being in high school, 18, 19, 20, that, you know, he apparently, Jada Pickett Smith and Tupac never had any kind of sexual relationship, but they were growing into maybe possibly having a sexual relationship because now they're mature enough. Like, I mean, a 9-year-old, two 9-year-olds aren't gonna have a sexual relationship type shit, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so then Will Smith was basically like, as she grew up, you know, to be a teenager, she ended up being with him, the Fresh Prince, and not with Tupac. And so Tupac kind of was upset and resented, you know, Jada Pickett for that, and resented Will Smith for that too, right? And because of that, Will Smith never spoke to, you know, Tupac at all about it, right? So I don't know, right? I think that Tupac and Jada Pickett did have a sexual relationship when they were in high school, but I don't know, right? But anyway, so Will Smith is like, because of that, I just never even ever had a relationship or spoke to Tupac, right? And he was saying that, you know, Jada Pickett Smith would always tell him, like, your personality and Tupac's personality are so, like, the same, right? She's like, you guys would really get along and be friends, right? You believe in the same things, you have the same morals, you know, Tupac's mother is a Black Panther, you know, Will Smith is all about his black people, both of y'all are rappers, both of y'all are actors, right? And she was like, you guys should really be friends, right? But Will Smith kind of just went on to talk about how he would be even in rooms with Tupac, a couple of times, but, backstage or in the green room or red room or whatever, and he would never, introduce himself, say hi, talk to him, have a conversation or anything with Tupac, right? And then Will Smith said that was kind of like one of his biggest regrets, that he never got to know Tupac or introduce himself to Tupac or even really have a conversation with Pac before he died, right? He didn't say that, Tupac was alive now that they would be friends. He was just saying, that was early on, and that was one of my regrets, that I didn't get to speak with him before he passed, type of thing, right? Which is real and it's dope, right? But if you have your wife who grew up with this person and this might be their first high school sweetheart or their childhood crush or whatever it is like that, yeah, I can see why a dude wouldn't be so forthcoming, like, hey, I know you're my wife's childhood crush, but hey, I'm the guy now. But also you could be like, shit, she was your crush, but I'm knocking it down every night, you know what I'm saying? Well, whatever, right? I'm sure that Will Smith didn't want to beef with Pac, right? But anyway, let me know what you think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.